Question 1. What year was the Magna Carta signed? A. 1066, B. 1215, C. 1415, D. 1605. Answer: B. 1215. The Magna Carta, the Charter of Liberties, was signed by King John of England in 1215, marking a seminal moment in limiting the power of the monarchy and laying the groundwork for modern democracy. Question 2. Name the UK Prime Minister who served during the start of the Second World War. A. Winston Churchill, B. Neville Chamberlain, C. Clement Attlee, D. Harold Wilson. Answer: B. Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War, known for his policy of appeasement towards Nazi Germany. Question 3. What is the minimum voting age in general elections in the UK? A. 16, B. 18, C. 21, D. 25. Answer: B. 18. The minimum legal voting age in general elections in the United Kingdom is 18. Question 4. Which document began the constitutional monarchy in the UK in 1689? A. The Magna Carta, B. The Bill of Rights, C. The Royal Charter, D. The Act of Settlement. Answer: B. The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights 1689 laid the foundational principles of the constitutional monarchy in the United Kingdom, limiting the powers of the Crown. Question 5. Who is the current heir to the British throne as of 2025? A. Prince William, B. Prince Charles, C. Prince Harry, D. Prince George. Answer: A. Prince William. As of 2025, Prince William is the current heir apparent to the British throne, following his father, King Charles. Question 6. What is the significance of the Act of Union 1707? A. It separated England from Catholic Rome. B. It united England and France. C. It united England and Scotland into the Kingdom of Great Britain. D. It established the Commonwealth. Answer: C. It united England and Scotland into the Kingdom of Great Britain. The Act of Union 1707 was a pivotal moment in British history, merging the two separate states and parliaments into one single kingdom. Question 7. In what year did the UK vote to leave the European Union? A. 1992, B. 2001, C. 2016, D. 2020. Answer: C. 2016. The United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union in a historic referendum in June 2016. Question 8. What are the main responsibilities of the Home Secretary? A. Education and healthcare, B. Defence and Foreign Affairs, C. Domestic Security and Immigration, D. Culture and Sports. Answer: C. Domestic Security and Immigration. The Home Secretary in the UK government is primarily responsible for the internal affairs of England and Wales, particularly in matters of security, policing and immigration. Question 9. Describe the role of the House of Lords in the UK government. A. It is the lower house of Parliament responsible for making laws. B. It is the upper house of Parliament, reviewing legislation passed by the House of Commons. C. It is responsible for electing the Prime Minister. D. It controls the UK's finances. Answer: B. It is the upper house of Parliament, reviewing legislation passed by the House of Commons. The House of Lords acts as a revising chamber, scrutinising and possibly amending bills introduced by the House of Commons. Question 10. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Theresa May. D. Indira Gandhi. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first woman to hold the office of Prime Minister in the United Kingdom, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 11. What major sporting event did London host in 2012? A. The FIFA World Cup. B. The Summer Olympics. C. The Commonwealth Games. D. The UEFA European Championship. Answer B. The Summer Olympics. London hosted the Summer Olympic Games in 2012, marking the city's third time hosting the Olympics, having previously done so in 1908 and 1948. Question 12. Name the official residences of the British monarch in London. A. Windsor Castle and Buckingham Palace. B. Buckingham Palace and the Tower of London. C. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. D. Kensington Palace and Windsor Castle. Answer C. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. These are among the official residences of the British monarch in London, with Buckingham Palace serving as the principal residence. Question 13. What is celebrated on St. George's Day? A. The patron saint of Scotland. B. The patron saint of Ireland. C. The patron saint of Wales. D. The patron saint of England. Answer D. The patron saint of England. St. George's Day, celebrated on April 23rd, honours St. George, the patron saint of England. Question 14. Which river runs through the City of London? A. The River Severn. B. The River Thames. C. The River Mersey. D. The River Tyne. Answer B. The River Thames. The River Thames is the major river that flows through central London. Question 15. What does the term backbencher refer to in the UK Parliament? A. A senior member of the Cabinet. B. A junior member of the Cabinet. C. MPs who sit on the front benches near the Speaker. D. MPs who sit on the benches at the rear of the chambers. Answer D. MPs who sit on the benches at the rear of the chambers. Backbenchers are members of Parliament who are not part of the government and sit behind the front benches in both the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Question 16. What is the significance of the Bill of Rights 1689 in modern UK law? A. It provides the current structure of the Parliament. B. It is the foundation of constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. C. It governs the economic policies of the UK. D. It outlines the educational framework of the UK. Answer B. It is the foundation of constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. The Bill of Rights 1689 laid down limits on the powers of the Crown and set out the rights of Parliament, forming the basis of the constitutional monarchy and parliamentary system in place today. Question 17. Who was responsible for establishing the Church of England? A. King James I. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. King Henry VIII. D. King Charles I. Answer C. King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII established the Church of England in 1534 after separating from the Roman Catholic Church. Question 18. When was the Great Fire of London and what was its impact? A. 1666. It led to the rebuilding of much of the city. B. 1642. It started the English Civil War. C. 1605. It was part of the Gunpowder Plot. D. 1558. It marked the beginning of Queen Elizabeth I's reign. Answer: A. 1666. It led to the rebuilding of much of the city. The Great Fire of London in 1666 destroyed a large part of the city, including most of the medieval city of London, leading to extensive rebuilding. Question 19. What is the purpose of the Commonwealth? A. To maintain British imperial rule worldwide. B. To coordinate trade agreements among former British colonies. C. To provide mutual economic assistance among member countries. D. To foster political, economic, and social cooperation among member countries. Answer: D. To foster political, economic, and social cooperation among member countries. The Commonwealth aims to support development and foster cooperation among its 54 member countries. Question 20. Which acts established the devolved parliaments in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland? A. Acts of Union 1707. B. Devolution Acts of 1998. C. Magna Carta. D. Good Friday Agreement. Answer: B. Devolution Acts of 1998. These acts established the Scottish Parliament, the National Assembly for Wales, and the Northern Ireland Assembly, granting these regions a measure of self-government. Question 21. What is the Good Friday Agreement, and why is it important? A. A trade agreement between the UK and EU. B. A peace agreement signed in 1998 that helped end the conflict in Northern Ireland. C. A religious pact between major denominations in the UK. D. An economic reform introduced in the late 1990s. Answer: B. A peace agreement signed in 1998 that helped end the conflict in Northern Ireland. The Good Friday Agreement was crucial in reducing violence and establishing political stability in Northern Ireland. Question 22. Who was the longest reigning monarch of the UK before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. Queen Mary II. D. King Edward VII. Answer: A. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch before Queen Elizabeth II, serving from 1837 to 1901. Question 23. What year was the National Health Service, NHS, founded? A. 1948. B. 1952. C. 1960. D. 1973. Answer: A. 1948. The NHS was founded in 1948 by the post-war Labour government, led by Clement Attlee, which introduced comprehensive health services available to all citizens. Question 24. Name the UK law that sets out the rights and responsibilities of employees and employers. A. The Employment Act 2002. B. The Labour Rights Act 1980. C. The Workplace Act 1999. D. The Equality Act 2010. Answer: D. The Equality Act 2010. While primarily known for anti-discrimination protections, the Equality Act 2010 also sets out various rights and responsibilities for employees and employers in the workplace. Question 25. What is the Supreme Court in the UK, and what role does it play? A. The highest court in the land, handling appeals on important points of law. B. A legislative body that creates laws. C. The initial court for criminal cases. D. An advisory body to the Parliament. Answer: A. The highest court in the land, handling appeals on important points of law. The UK Supreme Court plays a crucial role in the judicial system, ensuring laws are interpreted and applied correctly. Question 26. Who was the British monarch during the American War of Independence? A. King George III. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. King Henry VIII. D. King Edward VI. Answer. A. King George III. He was the monarch during the American War of Independence, which lasted from 1775 to 1783. Question 27. In what year did women in the UK gain the right to vote at the same age as men? A. 1928. B. 1918. C. 1945. D. 1967. Answer. A. 1928. The Representation of the People, Equal Franchise Act 1928 granted women the vote on the same terms as men, which was at age 21 at the time. Question 28. What event is commemorated by Guy Fawkes Night? A. The restoration of the monarchy. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The Battle of Hastings. Answer. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Guy Fawkes Night commemorates the failed attempt by Guy Fawkes and others to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 29. What legal system does Scotland use, distinct from England and Wales? A. Civil law. B. Common law. C. Sharia law. D. Scots law. Answer. D. Scots law. Scotland maintains its own legal system, known as Scots law, which is a hybrid system with influences from both civil law and common law traditions. Question 30. What does the UK's Equality Act 2010 primarily address? A. Environmental protection. B. Economic inequality. C. Discrimination in employment and society. D. Housing development. Answer. C. Discrimination in employment and society. The Equality Act 2010 consolidates and strengthens laws to prevent various forms of discrimination and promote equality. Question 31. Describe the primary function of the Prime Minister in the UK government. A. To preside over the House of Lords. B. To act as the head of state. C. To lead the government and execute policies. D. To represent the UK in the EU. Answer. C. To lead the government and execute policies. The Prime Minister's primary role is to lead the Cabinet and the overall government, driving policy and decision-making at the highest levels. Question 32. Which British scientist is credited with formulating the theory of evolution? A. Isaac Newton. B. Charles Darwin. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Alexander Fleming. Answer. B. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is renowned for his theory of evolution through natural selection, which he published in 1859 in On the Origin of Species. Question 33. What is the symbol of the remembrance poppy? A. Peace. B. Military victory. C. Remembrance of fallen soldiers. D. The end of World War I. Answer. C. Remembrance of fallen soldiers. The remembrance poppy is a symbol used to commemorate military personnel who have died in war. Question 34. Name the battle in 1066 that marked the beginning of the Norman conquest of England. A. The Battle of York. B. The Battle of Waterloo. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The Battle of Agincourt. Answer. C. The Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was a decisive Norman victory that began the Norman conquest of England. Question 35. What historical figure is known for his role in the abolition of the slave trade in the UK? A. William Wilberforce. B. Oliver Cromwell. C. Winston Churchill. D. Thomas Paine. Answer. A. William Wilberforce. He was a leading figure in the movement to abolish the slave trade in the British Empire, culminating in the Slave Trade Act 1807. Question 36. Name the famous British ship that sank on its maiden voyage in 1912. A. HMS Britannic. B. RMS Titanic. C. HMS Beagle. D. RMS Lusitania. Answer. B. RMS Titanic. The Titanic, a British passenger liner, famously sank on its maiden voyage in 1912 after hitting an iceberg. Question 37. What significant environmental commitment did the UK government make for 2050? A. To eliminate all plastic waste. B. To reduce carbon emissions by 50%. C. To achieve net zero carbon emissions. D. To increase forest cover by 25%. Answer. C. To achieve net zero carbon emissions. The UK government has committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2050 as part of its strategy to combat climate change. Question 38. Who was the UK Prime Minister during the introduction of the welfare state? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer. B. Clement Attlee. The Attlee government, 1945 to 1951, introduced key elements of the modern welfare state, including the NHS. Question 39. What is the primary legislative body of the UK called? A. The Royal Assembly. B. The British Council. C. The Parliament. D. The Senate. Answer. C. The Parliament. The UK Parliament is the supreme legislative body, consisting of two houses, the House of Commons and the House of Lords, alongside the Sovereign. Question 40. What was the main outcome of the Glorious Revolution in 1688? A. The establishment of the Church of England. B. The reinforcement of the monarchy's absolute power. C. The increase in power of the House of Commons. D. The establishment of constitutional monarchy. Answer. D. The establishment of constitutional monarchy. The Glorious Revolution led to the decline of the monarchy's absolute power and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy, marked by the English Bill of Rights in 1689. Question 41. What historical document asserted that no monarch could rule without Parliament's consent? A. The Royal Decree. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Act of Settlement. Answer. B. The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights 1689 established that no monarch could rule without the consent of Parliament, forming the foundation of constitutional monarchy in the UK. Question 42. Name the first British astronaut to go into space. A. Tim Peake. B. Helen Sharman. C. Michael Foale. D. Piers Sellers. Answer. B. Helen Sharman. Helen Sharman was the first British astronaut and the first woman to visit the Mir space station in 1991. Question 43. What was the Beveridge Report, and how did it impact British society? A. A document detailing British intelligence operations. B. A financial report during World War II. C. A wartime report proposing the creation of the welfare state. D. A parliamentary review of education. Answer. C. A wartime report proposing the creation of the welfare state. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined plans for a comprehensive welfare system, leading to the establishment of the National Health Service and other key welfare benefits. Question 44. What series of laws passed in the 19th century expanded the voting rights of the British public? A. The Magna Carta series. B. The Reform Acts. C. The Civil Rights Acts. D. The Parliamentary Acts. Answer. B. The Reform Acts. These acts, particularly those passed in 1832, 1867, and 1884, significantly expanded the franchise and shaped the development of democratic governance in the UK. Question 45. What catastrophic event in the 14th century significantly reduced the population of England? A. The War of the Roses. B. The Great Plague. C. The Black Death. D. The Great Fire of London. Answer. C. The Black Death. The Black Death, a devastating global epidemic of bubonic plague that struck Europe and Asia in the mid-14th century, significantly reduced England's population. Question 46. Which Act of Parliament is considered the cornerstone of modern British democracy? A. The Great Charter Act. B. The Representation of the People Act 1832. C. The Human Rights Act 1998. D. The Constitutional Reform Act 2005. Answer. B. The Representation of the People Act 1832. This act, also known as the First Reform Act, expanded the electorate and is considered a cornerstone of modern British democracy. Question 47. What movement led to significant reforms in how British children were treated in the workplace? A. The Labour Rights Movement. B. The Child Labour Reform Movement. C. The Educational Reform Movement. D. The Industrial Revolution. Answer. B. The Child Labour Reform Movement. This movement, particularly active during the 19th century, led to significant reforms and regulations that reduced the exploitation of children in the workplace. Question 48. Name the treaty that ended the First World War for Britain and its allies. A. The Treaty of Paris. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of London. D. The Treaty of Rome. Answer. B. The Treaty of Versailles. Signed in 1919, the Treaty of Versailles formally ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers, including Britain. Question 49. What is the main goal of the UK's foreign policy today? A. To establish a global empire. B. To promote international peace and security. C. To isolate itself from international affairs. D. To dominate international trade. Answer. B. To promote international peace and security. The UK's foreign policy focuses on promoting international peace and security, supporting democracy, human rights, and economic development globally. Question 50. What significant sporting event does the UK host annually at Wimbledon? A. The Wimbledon Tennis Championships. B. The British Open Golf Tournament. C. The FA Cup Final. D. The London Marathon. Answer. A. The Wimbledon Tennis Championships, held annually at Wimbledon in London. This is one of the 4 Grand Slam tennis tournaments, and the only one still played on grass. Question 51. What is the doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty And why is it important? A. It states that the monarchy has absolute power. B. It means that Parliament cannot make or unmake any law. C. It suggests that the judiciary controls the legislative power. D. It asserts that Parliament is the supreme legal authority capable of creating or ending any law. Answer: D. It asserts that Parliament is the supreme legal authority capable of creating or ending any law. This principle is fundamental to the UK's uncodified constitution and underpins the legal system. Question 52. Who founded the National Trust in the UK? A. Sir Robert Peel. B. Octavia Hill. C. Winston Churchill. D. Charles Darwin. Answer: B. Octavia Hill. Octavia Hill was one of the founders of the National Trust in 1895, established to preserve the UK's historical heritage and open spaces. Question 53. What were the Corn Laws, and why were they controversial? A. They were a series of statutes regulating the import and export of corn. B. They were laws that regulated the housing market. C. They governed the use of agricultural machinery. D. They were laws that enforced military conscription. Answer: A. They were a series of statutes regulating the import and export of corn. The Corn Laws, passed in the early 19th century, were controversial because they kept grain prices high to favour domestic producers, leading to widespread discontent and the eventual repeal in 1846. Question 54. Name the Prime Minister who led the UK into the European Economic Community. A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Harold Wilson. C. Edward Heath. D. Tony Blair. Answer: C. Edward Heath. Edward Heath was the Prime Minister who led the UK into the European Economic Community in 1973, marking a significant change in the UK's economic and political landscape. Question 55. Which British monarch formally established the position of Prime Minister? A. King Henry VIII. B. Queen Anne. C. King George I. D. Queen Victoria. Answer: C. King George I. Although the position evolved over time, it was during the reign of King George I in the early 18th century that the role of the Prime Minister began to be formally recognised as the head of the government. Question 56. What major social reform did the Labour government implement after World War II? A. The creation of the National Health Service. B. The introduction of the minimum wage. C. The decriminalisation of homosexuality. D. The abolishment of the death penalty. Answer: A. The creation of the National Health Service. One of the major social reforms implemented by the post-World War II Labour government was the establishment of the National Health Service, NHS, in 1948, providing healthcare free at the point of use for all UK citizens. Question 57. What is the role of the Speaker in the House of Commons? A. To lead the government's legislative agenda. B. To represent the UK in diplomatic missions. C. To maintain order during debates and ensure parliamentary rules are followed. D. To act as the head of state. Answer: C. To maintain order during debates and ensure parliamentary rules are followed. The Speaker of the House of Commons is responsible for presiding over debates, maintaining discipline and order, and ensuring that parliamentary procedures are followed. Question 58. Name the British Prime Minister known for his role in developing the welfare state. A. Neville Chamberlain. B. Clement Attlee. C. Winston Churchill. D. Anthony Eden. Answer B. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee, who served as Prime Minister from 1945 to 1951, is known for his significant role in developing the welfare state in the UK, including the establishment of the NHS. Question 59. What is the primary role of the British monarchy in the government today? A. To govern the country. B. To provide legal rulings on legislation. C. To serve as a ceremonial and symbolic figure. D. To lead the military. Answer C. To serve as a ceremonial and symbolic figure. Today, the British monarchy serves primarily as a ceremonial and symbolic figure, with no direct role in the government's daily operations. Question 60. Name the operation and year that marked the beginning of Britain's involvement in World War II. A. Operation Overlord, 1944. B. Operation Sea Lion, 1940. C. Operation Barbarossa, 1941. D. Operation Dynamo, 1940. Answer D. Operation Dynamo, 1940. Operation Dynamo, also known as the Dunkirk evacuation in 1940, marked a significant early event in Britain's involvement in World War II, involving the evacuation of British and Allied troops from Dunkirk, France. Question 61. Who was the first woman to sit in the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Theresa May. D. Jo Cox. Answer B. Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor was the first woman to sit in the House of Commons, taking her seat in 1919 after winning a by-election. Question 62. What major international event did Britain play a key role in forming post-World War II? A. The League of Nations. B. The European Union. C. The United Nations. D. NATO. Answer C. The United Nations. Britain was a founding member of the United Nations in 1945, playing a significant role in its formation to promote international peace and security. Question 63. What event in 1952 significantly changed British broadcasting? A. The launch of BBC television. B. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II broadcasted on TV. C. The first colour broadcast. D. The introduction of commercial television. Answer B. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II broadcasted on TV. The 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II was a pivotal moment in British broadcasting, significantly boosting the acquisition of television sets in the UK and marking the start of mass television culture. Question 64. What is Question Time, and why is it significant in the UK Parliament? A. A daily news programme that reviews parliamentary decisions. B. A weekly session where MPs ask questions of the Prime Minister. C. A monthly meeting where the public can question their local MPs. D. An annual event where the monarch answers questions from the government. Answer B. A weekly session where MPs ask questions of the Prime Minister. Prime Minister's questions, PMQs, or question time, is significant as it provides MPs the opportunity to question the Prime Minister directly on any subject, demonstrating the accountability of government to Parliament. Question 65. What are the key components of the British judicial system? A. The police, the National Crime Agency, and the Crown Prosecution Service. B. The Supreme Court, Crown Court, and Magistrate Courts. C. The House of Lords, the House of Commons, and the Royal Courts. D. The Legal Department, the Defence Counsel, and the Prosecutor's Office. Answer B. The Supreme Court, Crown Court, and Magistrate Courts. These courts are key components of the British judicial system, handling everything from minor offences to the most serious criminal cases and appeals. Question 66. Name the Act that decriminalised same-sex relationships in England and Wales. A. The Civil Partnership Act 2004. B. The Marriage, Same-Sex Couples, Act 2013. C. The Sexual Offences Act 1967. D. The Equality Act 2010. Answer: C. The Sexual Offences Act 1967. This act decriminalised private consensual same-sex relationships between men over the age of 21 in England and Wales, marking a significant step in the progress of LGBTQ+ rights. Question 67. What role does the Cabinet play in the UK government? A. It decides on economic policies only. B. It supports the House of Commons with research. C. It manages foreign relations and defence. D. It is responsible for making major government decisions and overseeing their implementation. Answer: D. It is responsible for making major government decisions and overseeing their implementation. The Cabinet, composed of the top ministers, including the Prime Minister, is the main decision-making body of the UK government. Question 68. What document initiated the constitutional framework for Northern Ireland in 1998? A. The Belfast Agreement. B. The Northern Ireland Constitution Act. C. The Dublin Declaration. D. The Ulster Charter. Answer: A. The Belfast Agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement. This document was crucial in establishing a new constitutional framework for Northern Ireland, aimed at ending decades of conflict. Question 69. Who are the permanent members of the Security Council of the United Nations from the UK? A. The Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary. B. The Monarch and the Prime Minister. C. There are no permanent members. The UK sends representatives as needed. D. The UK itself is a permanent member as a sovereign state. Answer: D. The UK itself is a permanent member as a sovereign state. The United Kingdom is one of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, with the power to veto resolutions. Question 70. What major public health crisis did the UK face in the early 21st century? A. The swine flu pandemic in 2009. B. The COVID-19 pandemics starting in 2020. C. The Ebola outbreak in 2014. D. The Zika virus outbreak in 2016. Answer: B. The COVID-19 pandemics starting in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic was a significant public health crisis that affected the UK deeply, leading to nationwide lockdowns and a substantial public health response. Question 71. What historic event in 1215 limited the power of the king and laid the foundations for modern democracy? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The establishment of the Parliament of England. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The First Barons' War. Answer: A. The signing of the Magna Carta. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, significantly limited the power of the king for the first time, enforcing the principle that everybody, including the king, was subject to the law. Question 72. What does the term shadow cabinet refer to? A. A group of unofficial advisors to the Prime Minister. B. Senior members of the minor political party or parties who scrutinise their corresponding government ministers. C. The official cabinet members who work behind the scenes. D. Retired politicians who occasionally advise the government. Answer B. Senior members of the minor political party or parties who scrutinise their corresponding government ministers. The shadow cabinet is formed by the major opposition party to mirror the cabinet, allowing them to challenge and prepare to potentially run the government. Question 73. Name the Landmark Act passed in 1832 that reformed the electoral system in the UK. A. The Great Reform Act. B. The Voting Rights Act. C. The Parliamentary Reform Act. D. The Democracy Act. Answer A. The Great Reform Act. The Great Reform Act of 1832, also known simply as the Reform Act 1832, was a major step in reforming the electoral system in the UK, addressing corrupt practices and expanding the franchise. Question 74. Who was the monarch during the establishment of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1801? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. King Edward VII. D. Queen Anne. Answer B. King George III. King George III was the monarch when the Act of Union 1800 came into effect on January 1, 1801, formally uniting Great Britain and Ireland into the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Question 75. What law, passed in the 20th century, is considered a significant advance in human rights in the UK? A. The Human Rights Act 1998. B. The Civil Liberties Act 1967. C. The Freedom of Information Act 2000. D. The Equal Pay Act 1970. Answer A. The Human Rights Act 1998. This act incorporated the European Convention on Human Rights into domestic British law, significantly advancing the protection of human rights in the UK.